This, folks, is really the blood and guts of how to build your business. This is the, what's it called? Who remembers? New what? Diamond? Oh, director, sorry. New director. And what's the third word? Folks in the front row are really good this morning. I don't think they were up till 4 a.m. It's the new director pace setter pool. And it's called this for a reason. We named it based on what you've got to do. You've got to get to a new director and you've got to be a pace setter and make it happen quickly. So the first thing that you have to do is you have to enroll as a business builder. And we use this term business builder at the home office all the time, and not necessarily all the distributors understand it. So let's get it clear now for you, the leaders in here today, so you can take it off to the rest of the field. How do we define a business builder? You get on a fast start pack, or you come in with a leadership pack of some kind, and you get on auto ship. Okay? So we had a question during the think tank meeting where we were explaining this in detail. One of the people said, well, what if they sign up for $35 and then they want to upgrade later and do something later? It's not fair for them not to participate in this. Folks, this is a very, very powerful tool for you. People, when they want to get started, don't get 100% committed. People are always like that. They kind of want to put their toe in the pool, but they don't want to quite commit and jump in. So they're going to go for the path of least resistance. They're going to say, well, you know what? Let me get started with $35 and just try a bottle and see if the product works. Anyone had that happen before? Absolutely. Well, here's how you can counteract that with this particular part of the pool. You tell them, well, I'll tell you what, you're welcome to start however you want. I do want to let you know, though, that there's something called the New Director Pace Setter Pool. And it can pay you a bonus of up to $3,000 if you earn it. It's only available one time. It's available through the end of your first calendar month in the business. But to qualify to even get started in that pool, you need to get started with a business builders pack of some kind. So like a fast start pack or a leadership pack of some kind. You see the difference now? They go, wow, you know, yeah, maybe I should. And I just want to explain to you the psychology. You all know this already, I'm sure. People sit there and they look for the least way to get going because they're afraid to commit. They're afraid of the unknown. This helps you help them get started correctly. Although I work here at head office in California, my house is actually in Florida. So I get a lot of frequent flyer miles. But when we first moved to Florida from California in 2003, we unfortunately got smacked by 3 hurricanes in a row and lost our roof. Now, as part of this whole process, I'd never been in a hurricane. I was used to earthquakes, being that I was in California. So I went, as soon as they closed down the office where I was working, they said, hurricane's coming, go home, throw all your furniture, all your patio furniture in the swimming pool, close all your windows, make sure that there's nothing that can fly around, and make sure you got plenty flashlights, and all that kind of stuff, because power could go out for days. And it actually did. We lost power for 8 days in our house. But there I was, this newbie to Florida, not knowing what the heck to do. I went down to the store, and it was pandemonium. Everyone was in there buying flashlights and all gasoline to pump their generators, and I didn't even have a generator, and getting their chainsaws. Chainsaws were wiped out because all the trees were going to come down, and it was pandemonium. And there was I going, okay, what do I need? What do I need? Flashlights. And I went and I bought flashlights for the family. And as I was checking out, the clerk said, sir, you do have batteries, right? And I went, well, that's a good point. Well, when someone gets started in the business, if they don't get started with a fast start or a leadership pack, do they have the batteries for their flashlight? You know, I got a bottle of STEM Enhance. Well, great, I use that myself. What about as soon as I share with the first person and they go, well, you know what? I don't want to get in the business, but I'd love to try the product. It sounds exciting. I haven't got anything to share with them. I haven't got any marketing tools. I haven't got any website, nothing. So that's this part. Does this make sense? All right. So after you do that, what's the next thing you need to do? You need to get 5? Well, let's start with the first thing. Lena, you're a whiz. You're a triple for a reason. Director, and when do you need to do it by? We got a lot of sharp people here. End of the first calendar month, full calendar month. Okay, by the end of the first full calendar month. Now, please listen carefully, because if there's one area that there's questions, this is where it always comes. What do you mean by a calendar month? It's very simple. What month are we in right now? August 1st. So we're in August here, where a person signs up. That's a partial month, right? If you sign up at 10:03 in the morning on August 1st, you haven't been in for a full month, because the month started at 1 second after midnight on August 1st, right? So August is a partial month, okay? Then you come to the month of September. That is your first full month. At the end of September, on September 30th, this is the qualifying point. That makes sense? Okay, good. So you need to become a director by the end of your first full month. As a director, by the end of your first full month, you don't go out and run out and buy a director pack and say, yeah, I got a bunch of bottles, I'm a director, look at my director pen. That's not the way it works. That's not what we want you to do. We want people to become directors by successfully building a solid organization, having the right structure. So you need to become a director with five what? 5 personally enrolled business builders. On auto ship, correct. Okay. Now, do you see how this fits with the Fast Start Turbo bonus? What was the other pool? The other pool that we just went over with was the Fast Start Turbo bonus, right? You had to get 5. So what if you go out and you do your Fast Start Turbo bonus? You've already satisfied this requirement. And you know how simple this can be? Sandra Barnsley shared, and I think there was a little bit of confusion. She used a word that people around the world are very familiar with in countries that used to be British colonies. It's called fortnightly. A fortnight means every 2 weeks. Some people thought that she said 4 meetings a night, and they went, wow, she's on a lot of stem and hands. A fortnight is a meeting every 2 weeks. But, you know, Sandra shared that there was no office in Australia. So they decided, heck, we'll make our home the office by making it the central meeting point. And they had in-homes every 2 weeks. Well, at an in-home, if you've got 5, 6, 7, 10 people there, and you plug in a DVD and show it to them and say, you know, this is all you have to do this business, and you can be successful. Who'd like to get going? And by the way, for all those who get going tonight, first come, first serve. I'll come to your house and do one of these for you. I saw a guy once when I was in the field. For those of you who've never been to a little island that you may have heard of called Hawaii, it is absolutely gorgeous. It is one of the most beautiful places on earth, and it was always my goal to visit Hawaii. One thing that I loved about being a distributor in this business is you get to choose where you travel, and you get to deduct it for tax purposes if you're truly building this as a business. So what I did was I said, I want to build in Hawaii. And I asked my downline, does anyone know anyone in Hawaii? And one of my frontline distributors who was living right an hour away in California said, Hawaii, heck, I grew up in Hawaii. I said, well, we need to get to work. So we worked with his downline. We recruited some people. I ran some ads in the paper. This was before the electronic era where you went online. And I started to build in Hawaii. And after a year, I thought I was doing really well because I had 100 people in Hawaii. And I was able to jump on the plane, tax deductible, go and train them, go and lie on the beach, go and do some prospecting, and life was grand. And I was really proud that I had 100 people in Hawaii after a year. And then I met a gentleman by the name of Bill. I'm not going to say his last name for privacy reasons. He's well known in the industry. And Bill was making more money than me. Bill was making about $200,000 a month. That is a lot of money. And you better believe I wanted to know Bill's secret, but I'd never met him. And then I found out that he was in Hawaii. It took me a year to build 100 people. It took Bill 6 weeks to build 400 people.